My two, yeah, yeah. Empire Strikes Back, just because, like, I'm gonna have to follow the trend of that was the best like sequel movie, because most movies nowadays, like, you get the sequel, and you're just like, the first one was better. But Empire Strikes Back proved that um, it is just way better than that. Also, I just realized your audio is not coming through on
My
my
audio
on
isn't
my
coming
end.
through?
On my end.
Oh man. Okay. I guess I should double check that, huh?
Yeah, I just fixed it on my end. Thank you, Dan
Oh yeah.
Anxiety.
I got you, bro.
We were basically
Yours.
just talking about our favorite movies. Do you want to let everyone know what your favorite movies were on my end
Oh yeah,
again?
yeah. Mine are Revenge of the Sith for sure and Rogue One
Okay,
because Rogue One is just such a tearjerker, bro.
it was.
God.
I just finished watching Andor, and it
Oh,
was
see, I
so
haven't
good.
started that yet. I haven't started it yet.
Honestly, I was unsure about it at first, but it was such a good like show. I was about to say movie. Like,
Okay.
the Star Wars shows are just, they're so good. Like, the
That's
amount
why
of
I'm
work
hyped
that
for
they throw
Filoni's
into it.
movie. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about that later, though.
Yes, we are. You had a couple
Oh
talking
man.
points you wanted to bring up. So let's hear some of what you want to say.
Yeah. So, um, first off, like the new movies, the series. Supposedly, we're going to get either a new trilogy or just three new movies in general. I, from looking at it or just trying to look it up earlier, in the week, right? I only found that there's two movies announced from Star Wars Celebration at the XL Center in London. That two movies will take place during like the I think it was let's see have them in here.
I think it was one that was supposed to be during the first Force user. And then it was going to be Dave Filoni's, which is about the Mandoverse. Pretty much concluding. It's either going to conclude Mandalorian's story, and also tie in Ahsoka, and I believe there's one other show they're going to tie in.
Yeah.
And then the last one was going to be the starting up of the New Republic and building up the
And
Jedi Temple, and Rey will be coming
that's the
back.
one I was about to say. That's the one Ray's going to be in. See, that's
Yeah.
where I was like confused because I was like, that's not a new trilogy though.
No,
So like,
I feel like they're gonna start with these three. Filoni for sure is just gonna be that one movie. Um, it's either gonna be the story with Rey or the beginning of the first Force user. Though either one of those two, I think, are gonna be the trilogies, because I feel like there's more that they can do with that. Um, that would be awesome. But the High Republic is also, it needs to have a movie. They need to do High Republic, because there's so much there between the High Republic and the Old Republic. Them going back to Rey, I'm not really too happy with.
I feel like she can do a good job.
Thing is, I have no problem.
Opinion.
I have no problem with Daisy Ridley. She's a fantastic actress. The character Rey was fantastic in Force Awakens. And then they they dragged her character on, and they're like, yeah, so she's a Palpatine. Instead of, like, they should have just kept her as a nobody. They didn't need to attach a name to her.
So here's my tinfoil hat theory, right? It hasn't necessarily been. I'll have to rewatch the new trilogies because ashamedly or unashamedly, whichever one you choose to use. I haven't watched the new trilogies as much as I had the other ones, so I'm not sure if they had said Anakin was a product of like Palpatine, but with him revealing to Rey that he is, that he formed her, that she had essentially no parents, right?
Yeah.
I think the same thing happened to Anakin, bro, because you remember in Phantom Menace, Shmi revealed to Qui-Gon that there was no father, that she carried him, and it was like
The
a Mary
product
and
of the
Joseph
Force.
story, if you will. Yeah.
Thing is, Anakin, like, the problem I have with Rey's character is Anakin is the chosen one. That's confirmed by George Lucas. He's always been the chosen one. He was the one, he went to the dark side, but in the end, Luke is the one that also turned him back to the light side, and Anakin was able to kill Darth Sidious and bring balance
Right.
to the Force. But when they brought back Rey and then they brought back Palpatine, that just destroyed everything that George Lucas had, because now Palpatine is alive. Anakin never brought balance to the Force. The prophecy is not fulfilled, and like it's just they kind of twisted it and made their own kind of situation, and then at the end to make Rey Skywalker, I felt was a total cop out. Because I feel like she's not like she had a small relationship. She had like she saw Luke for like what, a few days,
Yeah.
and then just like, oh my god, this guy is like a father to me. And then also had the same reaction with Han Solo. So it's like, come on, like I get you're trying to figure out everything, and
everything.
yeah, and between Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, she sees that father image in those two. But it's just to change her name to Skywalker. I was just like, no. And also, she isn't technically a Jedi because she never took those Jedi vows.
True. Well, I don't know. You never know what happened like behind the scenes, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'll have to like rewatch the trilogy to see like how her training went with Luke.
Yeah.
But
also, she swings
might
that
be right,
lightsaber like a
because
baseball bat.
she does. She does. Even in Battlefront 2, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Most Clone says, first of many episodes, I hope. Yes, this will be the first. This is our new thing. We're gonna be co-hosting and hosting this series. It's not gonna all be Star Wars, but we're gonna try mixing it up a bit.
It's just the debut day for Star Wars.
Exactly. It has to be Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you all.
May the 4th be with you all. Bless. And if you have a lightsaber, just whip it out.
Yeah, just you got it.
Mine's on Dark.
Mine is the chosen one.
The chosen one.
But yeah. Also, KOTOR live action. You were talking about.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna like kind of hint at. You said that we have a movie going to be focusing on one of the first Force wielders, right?
Yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic. It's not necessarily set in the same scene, but like, could we see a Keanu Reeves
Maybe
starring as Revan, bro? I'm just saying.
See,
I'm just saying.
My lore is really like old, not old, but like I don't know too much. But
yeah, I haven't really played Knights of the Old
is
Republic.
Revan really? Is he really the first Force user? I don't think he would be.
I don't think he is. That's the thing. I don't think it would be. I don't think that would be the movie that they do, but
it would be awesome if Revan came to live action. Which, speaking of Revan, I'm still waiting for the Knights of the Old Republic remake that was announced. Was last year? No. 2 years ago.
And I think canceled again, and that's why
I don't. It's actually not canceled. There's just no info on it yet. They were originally planning on releasing it sometime in the 2023.
Battlefield 3.
Yeah,
3.
but they actually have a trailer for it. So, and it's too big of a title for them to actually.
Notice that.
Yeah, they did a reveal trailer, and there was some talk, and then it shows a red lightsaber light up, and then it reveals Revan's mask.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna do what they did to Star Wars 1313. I'm already pissed off about 1313. I remember being so excited about that game because it was gonna be a Boba Fett game essentially. But yeah, I don't think Knights of the Old Republic remake is canceled. I think it's just kind of under wraps. One game I would say should be nervous about is Star Wars Eclipse, which is another game.
Yeah.
And I believe it's made by the people
a-
that did Detroit Become Human.
I was about to say it's supposed to be a cinematic or interactive story,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that is kind of put on a halt, I think officially.
Oh man,
Don't
that's
quote me
kind of
on that,
disappointing. I
but
really hope it's not because my 3070 screams for it.
yeah, it's I want to play both of them. Any Star Wars game that comes out, I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
On top of, bro. On top of. Let's talk about Ahsoka though. Let's talk about Ahsoka. I watched the
Yep.
trailer recently to kind of brush up on my memory, see any info that we might have. Um, there's a lava like kind of opening or like moving lava, kind of like your background actually, you know.
I don't remember
And it
that.
has Lucasfilm. Yeah, Lucasfilm pops up and it has the like kind of moving, flowing lava in it. So I'm like, is Ahsoka gonna go to Mustafar and challenge Vader at his castle, bro?
Maybe.
That would be super sick. It would be super sick. But that's just kind of like a little, fold my fold my tinfoil hat there.
What are your thoughts on these Dark Jedi that are in Ahsoka with their orange
that
lightsabers?
that looks interesting. I would well, first of all, I'm gonna apologize for my dog barking.
That's okay.
But I have a interesting take on it. I don't
Okay.
really know. I wouldn't say that they're like inquisitors, you know what I mean? But
No, yeah. Because Inquisitors, they have their full outfit. They have
right,
an
yeah.
iconic spinning lightsaber.
So I really I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're like if they're part of Palpatine's like special force or I didn't really speculate on that if I'm being honest.
'Cause
I don't really know if there's anything behind the orange lightsabers besides maybe the Knights of Ren. If I'm correct on that, I can't
I don't even think the
remember
Knights
the
of Ren
lightsabers before that.
have a lightsaber. They just have weapons.
That's what I thought.
But
Kylo is just the only one.
yeah, he's the unstable Disney princess. I love that character, but he is.
He's so emo in that movie, bro. Unhinged.
Speaking of that movie and also Mustafar, how awesome was like that was an awesome scene in Rise of Skywalker when he is on Mustafar and you can see basically like vegetation and life coming back on that lava planet because originally that planet was if you've played the Vader Immortal series, Mustafar was never fully lava. There is actually a whole lore about that. That planet actually used to be full of trees and plants and grass.
It's interesting because I actually played on a friend's I think it was a Quest 2,
Yeah.
Oculus Quest 2. And I played through all three of them and I vaguely remember that. I can't remember.
It
I haven't
was
played through it like too many times to remember.
it was more so in the third episode, I think it was, kind of near the
Okay,
end.
okay.
It kind of gives that whole like brush up on the lore of that planet, and
All right.
it was basically the darkness of that of something. For I wish I remembered what it was, but all I know is that there was something that was going on there, and Vader was trying to bring Padme back to life. And then the character that you were
yeah.
intervenes, and obviously Vader gets pissed off, and he's just like, "Dude, what the hell?" And everything gets all screwed up there. I might be wrong, but I remember that situation.
No, you are right. No, because he's like, yeah, I think he has a holocron or trying to perform like
A ritual.
Sith ritual.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That's super wild, bro. I hope we get to see more of that within Ahsoka. That's why I'm like lava opening.
So like this series is going to be really good. I'm quite excited for this series.
Super dope. Super dope.
Uh,
I saw that she had really been close with Luke in this trailer as well. I know we saw more of them together in I think it was the book of
Boba Fett, yeah.
So will she receive more training from Luke, like further training from Luke, and that's what we'll see more of
I don't know.
when she will they try to build the new Jedi Order together, and that's how it kind of pledges into the new movie that we'll see,
The new Mandoverse movie.
like we had said about earlier. Yeah.
Um, See, I don't know, because it's hard because Ahsoka is older than Luke, and she has more knowledge than Luke
I keep
ever
forgetting
would.
about that. I'm like,
Yeah, because so from what I understand, in the beginning of the Clone Wars series, Ahsoka must be like 14 is kind of like the age that I set myself at for when I think about these characters being young and being a Padawan, because I feel like that would be an appropriate age of when the master would be like, okay, you're ready to have this lightsaber, come to battle with me. Um, so like with Cal Kestis, when you're playing in the first game, when you're playing as a younger him, I'm assuming he's probably about 14 years old, because then when it jumps to him being older, it's a 5-year gap, so that makes him 19 at the time of Jedi Fallen Order.
I would think he. Let's see. Oh, no, no, yeah. Fallen Order, and then in Survivor, he's much.
He
Yeah,
would
no,
be in Survivor, he'd
I
be
was
about
mixing the two. I
yeah,
was mixing the two.
because each
Yeah,
game is
you're
about a
right.
5-year gap. So when if you think about it, if he's 19 by the time the first game happens, and then the second game he's 24, um, I'm trying to think. I kind of did the math because I had to search up how old was Luke in A New Hope, and they said he was about 19 in A New Hope. So
1920, yeah, Leo.
if I kind of did that math, Cal at that time should be about 33 years old. So
Holy shit.
yeah, so he's old, but he's not that old. So you could also technically bring Cal Kestis into live action, and I would also like to see a Cal Kestis live action. Maybe if they did an Ahsoka season 2, that they could do that, because both of them have very similar stories, but not similar at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Um,
They I think it would be kind of wild to see Cal and Ahsoka collab.
Yeah.
Because Ahsoka's older, like you were mentioning with Luke. I got that backwards earlier, so that's my bad.
All good.
But
I mean, we will not forgive you.
I know. I can't forget that kind of stuff, man. But it's just it's weird because like you always watch her in the Clone Wars series, you know what I mean? And she's just like always that younger Padawan learning, and then like everything happens, and like she's all of a sudden like the older, like not necessarily Jedi Master, you know what I mean? But like the hidden Jedi, if you will, because I won't call her what everybody else calls her.
And because the Clone Wars, it doesn't happen like within just a couple years. Like the Clone Wars is a long time. It's not like it
like
just happens in like a year or whatever. So, I would assume she must be at least like 5 years older, maybe 2. I don't. It wouldn't even say 2. I would say about 5. Just keep it consistent. 5 years older than Cal, because by the end of like that whole flashback sequence when Order 66 happens, when Cal is a kid, Ahsoka's already pretty much a Jedi Knight by the end of that, when Order 66 happens. Like, yeah, she's out of the Jedi Order, but she
was trying to do the trials, and that's what pushed her out of the...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she's already she's already pretty old by that time. So she is the oldest Jedi that we know in terms of like coming out of the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Besides the other two.
Yeah.
Yoda and Obi-Wan.
Yeah, well they're dead. They're confirmed dead in the Force.
Well, no, if we're talking about the
like from to the point that we know.
No, you're right. You're right.
Because technically Cal is also still alive. Like we have not seen him die. But like we also haven't seen Ahsoka die in any kind of iteration. So we don't know if both of those two are still around by the time Luke is an adult, because technically Cal will still be he'll be old. He'll be an old man and probably on his deathbed by the time the sequel trilogy happens. And
True.
I'm pretty sure Ahsoka. I don't know how her alien species would be, if their age is different, but they're pretty much in the same boat. Like, so that's why, like, with all these new characters coming in, the Last Jedi, and Luke saying, "You will be the last Jedi," it doesn't really work.
That's true. Well,
we started on one point and like we just kind of like branched off completely. But like,
because here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's so many things to speculate on. You know what I mean? Because I haven't. Don't hate me here again. Don't hate me here again. All right. I have not watched season 3 of Mandalorian. I was actually watching it within
disappointing.
Discord. I know. I was watching season 1 to get caught up with the boys, and we just haven't gotten to season 3 yet. So
see, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd be impatient.
Across social media, this the other Jedi. So there are obviously others that they're introducing
In Mandalorian?
I believe so. Yeah.
I don't.
Unless I, like I said, like unless I hope that
I'm trying to think.
Spoilers are wrong. Yeah, the one who everybody thought was gonna be Mace Windu, apparently.
Oh,
Like I said, I haven't.
that was a flashback.
Point, okay.
Yeah,
See,
that was a
would make
flashback.
sense.
That wasn't modern day. You're talking about the Jar Jar Binks actor.
GG's.
Yeah.
See, like I have to get caught up. I don't have to get caught up too much, but I haven't watched Andor. I haven't watched Mando season 3. I have watched Tales of Jedi all the way through.
I haven't watched that one.
One's all the way done. Oh, dude.
It's good.
Now I'm mad at you.
See, I saw clips.
Tales of Jedi is great.
Like I saw clips of that, and I saw pretty much Ahsoka fight that Inquisitor. Which I also learned more in depth on that. So in the Ahsoka book, that's kind of the same situation. So I don't know if what happens in the book is kind of like what happens in that episode, but in the book, Ahsoka does actually encounter a Sith Inquisitor and defeats them, and frees that lightsaber crystal, like that Inquisitor crystal.
Okay.
And then that's what her white lightsabers are. Is that Sith Inquisitor crystal that she purifies, and they become white.
Oh, okay.
And she constructs her own 2 lightsabers. Like that's why with the brand new ones, you look at them and like, oh, those hilts are different. Well, because she constructed them out of that Inquisitor's crystal. Right? Learn something new every day.
Right. Dang. Okay. That's pretty interesting. It would make sense too, honestly. I love those fan theories. Like the one where Mace Windu's, like Sam Jackson, he just said he wanted a purple lightsaber, but
Yeah.
fans made it to, like, he legitimately, like, I believe within canon has a force ability called Shatterpoint.
Okay.
And that enables him to fight Sith Lords or just any type of Sith effectively because he's able to channel the dark side within him, right?
Yep.
And without falling to the dark side, use that energy and their energy, the more hatred and anger that they feed him makes him stronger without him being a complete fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
So that's why like people are like, oh, hey, purple lightsaber. So that's one of the cool little things there for you.
Right on. That's actually pretty cool. I knew that the purple lightsaber kind of indicated the user being able to access the light and the dark side, but I didn't know about the Shatterpoint.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's nutty.
So Star Wars Visions, season 2 came out today. I know you said you haven't watched the first episode.
I have not,
but it is good.
Is it?
It started off good.
The first episode of the first season of Vision.
Ooh. Okay, so
I don't think anything can beat that.
So the first episode of Vision season 1 was the Ronin. That for me, that was awesome. That was a really cool episode. Art style was great. I like the kind of hidden message of the for season 2, episode 1. So the episode is titled Sith, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything about that episode because if I say anything else, it's a 20-minute episode. I'm going to spoil it.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I'm excited to watch the rest of it.
Oh, yeah. You know 100% what I'm going to do after this.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I will probably be playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yes. Yeah, same here.
I've been roaming around just collecting as much things as I can. I was streaming it earlier this morning, and one guy was like, "Oh, how far are you in the game?" I'm like, "I kind of beat it already. I'm on my second playthrough, and I'm trying to 100% the first playthrough." I spent most of that weekend playing it. I looked at the time after I finished it. I'm like, 15 hours. I'm like, oh fuck. Okay.
Oh man. See, I haven't. I think I've only played 6-7 hours.
Okay.
And I'm still on the combo system.
What happened so far? Hey, so how's it going, buddy?
I'm just I think I have just about gotten to the part where I have to travel through I have to open the forest array. So I'm not very far. I am not far at all.
You're about to
kind of exploring.
You need to play instead of watch Star Wars Visions.
Definitely.
Because you are very close to a really good part.
I feel it too, bro. Like it's calling to me, you know. It's just like it's bringing me in, you know. The key is a very interesting part. Well, while we're on the subject though, how do you think it compares to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
Oh, it destroys Fallen Order. The story, the pacing of the story, the sounds of the lightsaber, they nailed the sounds of the lightsaber. That humming.
The different crystals actually changed the sounds. Did you notice that?
Yes, the white lightsaber has. I noticed it with the white one more so. Yeah, it's more bassy, and the sound when it hits its target, it's so satisfying. And then with the dismemberment feature as well, like, and they did it perfectly. They didn't overdo the dismemberment like how Force Unleashed 2 did. Like Force Unleashed 2, you'd be hacking at the dude, you're cutting his arm, your leg, like everything. But this one, it's like it's either an arm or it's a leg, or maybe it's one of each. Like it's not like you're fully making this dude completely like limbless.
I might be the only psychopath to say this. I might not be. Hey, it will make me feel better if I'm not. Maybe. I don't know.
Someone says I like making them limbless, though.
I was just about to say Valhalla, right? The newest Assassin's Creed within the series.
Yep.
Has beheadment.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And just saying, I would have loved to see a stormtrooper's head just kind of.
You can.
You do kind of see.
I'd say I'm pretty sure.
See, I haven't.
I'm pretty sure I
that
beheaded
yet.
them.
I've only seen the first boss that you fight, the Ninth Sister. How nonchalantly that happened. How her helmet just kind of flops over, you know.
Yeah. That moment, my jaw dropped. I was like, bro.
Oh, yeah, bro. Okay, so the movement, the gameplay, I have 100% agree. It's fluid.
Yep.
I do have to mention the frame rate issues because.
Oh yes, it's brutal. The frame rates. It happens when you go into new areas.
Is horrible.
Oh,
I've noticed that
is even worse.
If you stand around, it's a little bit better. But like, yeah, I play on my jittery controller here, and it's
definitely beheaded the sister. Yep, everyone loved that beheaded of the sister.
Yeah, bro, it was crazy.
And I will agree with Zaruk. The console frame rate is smooth, and like it's a lot smoother than PC. I'm currently on the PS5 playing it, and
I don't have a PS5. See, that's why I bought it on PC.
That's okay.
I'm hoping that that they optimize it here soon.
I think it's today that they're releasing patches. Like they understand their issue, and that's what I love about Respawn is they are releasing patches for it. For me on the console, I've experienced issues for when it goes from a cutscene to gameplay, and vice versa. Those are the times where I find it it gets choppy a lot more so. But when I'm in gameplay and I'm hacking up some people, it's smooth.
I feel like there's very few games in general, to be a little bit off topic, that have that effect. Spider-Man being one of them, actually. Marvel Spider-Man, that came out for the PS4.
Yeah.
That one was really smooth playing. I didn't play it on a PS5 or anything, but I have a Pro,
Mm-hmm.
and going from cutscene to gameplay, like you were saying, it was
Oh,
nothing at all, honestly.
I
God
hope
of War, kind of here and there, but that's another game too, I'd mention.
if you had to pick the top 5 Star Wars games, your top 5 best Star Wars games, what would you pick?
Custom lightsaber there for you, Sandwich. uh, Top 5 Star Wars games?
Yeah.
That's interesting, because as big of a Star Wars fan and nerd I am, right? My lightsaber died back there. That's a GG's. I haven't played too many of the old Star Wars games or anything like that, right? I think one of the first Star Wars games that I'd played was Battlefront.
Like OG Battlefront?
OG Battlefront. It was actually not on my console. I was at a second grade birthday party like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that's where we were playing. I think it was on Bespin on an Xbox, an OG Xbox.
Okay.
And then I got my own PlayStation 2 and Lego Star Wars. So obviously those two. OG Battlefront is not unashamedly in my top 5, because the second one holds a dear place in my heart.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is quality. The ahs of the clone troopers when they die, bro. That's just everything about Battlefront 2 2005 is so I'd say Battlefront 2 2005 is definitely
Multi-hackers. Sorry to cut you off, but multi-hackers are talking about the Lego Star Wars and how they're a parody. But they're still a masterpiece. And then they're just like, rest in peace, Yoda's dying sound.
Yes, bro. Yes. That's such a great sound.
Sorry, but yeah, continue. So Battlefront.
I'd say for nostalgia purposes, for like the sounds, everything like that, Lego Star Wars, Battlefront 2 2005, they're tied for first place, either one of those two.
Okay.
Third place would probably be Battlefront 2 2017.
Okay.
Because it had a messy launch. Okay?
Yeah.
I will be the first to say that. I will be the last to say that. I bought it on launch, and then I sold it on launch.
Yep.
That's like...
I've been there.
It wasn't even like... It wasn't that fast. It was maybe like a week after, or 2 weeks after, where they just... I should have given it some time, I will also admit that. Because now that I play the game... here and there, like I used to play every week like this time a year ago, and it's still really enjoyable. The graphics are really amazing, and they did add some pretty cool features / content for free, I might add. They didn't even make us pay for it.
Yeah, they took away the microtransactions.
Yes, and I will say that they did take it away like one of the first days, like with that they had released it. But they had specifically said that it won't be like the first one that released in 2015 with as many supply packs and microtransactions that you were able to buy in the first one, which is basically pay to win. You could just unlock all of the guns and have them maxed out right away and just dominate everyone, which is stupid. It's not fun for anyone. So I'm glad with the way it came out, and with that long story not being short, top 4... I would say be Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed.
Wow.
For sure.
Okay. You put Force Unleashed under Battlefront 2.
Because I played Force Unleashed like a little less, but Force Unleashed it holds like a dear place in my heart. But like, I put Battlefront 2 over the top of that because they made strides to make it better. At least, you know what I mean?
Right.
We still haven't seen a third Force Unleashed.
We never will, sadly enough. We can blame Disney for that.
No, I know.
All right, number 5. What's number 5?
See, and that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to say Squadrons. I think I'm gonna have to say Squadrons.
The fact that the Jedi series has not even entered the top 5 hurts.
I haven't played too much of the Survivor. You know, it's still, you know, I'm loving
That's
it
fair.
so far.
You haven't
and
got
the
a full of...
reactions. But
That's fair. You haven't gotten the full experience of playing the full game.
well, and it's the nostalgia for me, man. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. That's one of the contributing factors to like asking me my favorites. I definitely have a biased opinion. I think Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order are great games. But not for my top 5.
That's fair. So we got some top 5s in the chat here. So Zorg, their top 5 was easily 2005 Battlefront 2, Jedi Survivor, both Force Unleashed, and Fallen Order. And Multi Haxers says Lego The Complete Saga. So I respect those. Those are good.
Okay.
Mine, I would have to say, top 5. Ooh, okay. So number 1.
See, yeah, it's like
Number 1, I have to say, Star Wars Republic Commando.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn, with a banger. Okay.
Right? I have to say that's number 1 because you got the feeling of being a trooper, and the story and the loss of the Republic Commando was so good. And if they remade that game, you would not see me. You would see me stream it, but like no one else in real life, like IRL, wouldn't see me. I would spend so much time playing that game. So yeah, Republic Commando for number 1. Number 2, I would have to say Jedi Survivor. Number 3, I would say Star Wars Force Unleashed. Number 1. Because I remember the hype of when that game first came out, and I played that demo so much.
little fun fact: I first played that game on the DS, on the Nintendo.
Oh, so you got
DS.
the horrible version of that game because they released multiple versions of it.
Until I like played the PS3 version when I got my PS3 like 10 years ago, maybe. Not too much afterwards, but yeah.
So
Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's all good. So that would be 3. I had the lightsaber attachment for the Wii remote and lit it up. Oh, for Force Unleashed. That'd be fun. All right, so number 4, I would say Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Yeah,
that's a pretty good one. I haven't played too much of that one, but I do have it on. I think it's through PS Plus. I'm gonna have to play it.
Yeah,
here soon.
And then, my number 5, I would say. Hey, thank you for the follow, Revived Sandwich. I would also say for number 5 would be Jedi Fallen Order. We'll put both those in there.
Okay.
And
don't make me feel bad for not choosing Jedi.
No, it's all good. You haven't finished it, so it's all good. I thought about putting in Force Unleashed 2, but in reality, I was actually really disappointed in Force Unleashed 2. Gameplay was fun, but I beat it in like 2 to 3 hours.
In my opinion, the first one was way better because it was actually a flushed out story and it made sense.
Yeah.
The second one, it's just like the sequel series.
Yeah.
Somehow Starkiller is back.
Exactly.
Like what the fuck?
That's literally what it is.
While we're on the topic of Lego Star Wars, though, and just
the Yoda dying sound
Lego games, oh my god, such a good one, such a banger. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga,
loved it.
The whole 9 episodes, you loved it. So I was gonna ask, like, what's your how does it compare to the other games, though? Like the complete saga, and
the gameplay wise, like it feels more of like an action game. I liked that it was more closer to the hip with the third person camera.
Yes.
It was nice that they didn't use what they already did for all of the other Lego games. They actually made something new with it. And that's what it really impressed me when playing the Lego or the Skywalker saga. Did I enjoy playing through Last Jedi and Episode 9? No way in hell. I was really pushing myself through that one. But from Episode 1 to 7, I was good. And that is one thing I will also cue in. Despite the sequel trilogy being so garbage, I loved Episode 7. I thought it was a perfect movie to bring back Star Wars. They had the nostalgia, but then they're like, huh, the nostalgia worked. Let's do it for the other two movies.
Like literally almost shot for shot in reverse. That was just it was mainly the issue of bringing like two directors, honestly.
Yeah.
In the series, because everybody gave flack to
J.J.
J.J.
Abrams.
Abrams on the first one, so they're like, "Oh, let's bring in Ryan Johnson," and then Ryan Johnson was like,
like,
and everybody was like, "No, bring back the other fucking goof."
like the fact that Mark Hamill, I love this man. He was not holding back throughout the entire promotion of Last Jedi. He was roasting the shit out of Last Jedi before it even came out. I like when I looked at the interviews, I was like, this man is fantastic. Like, he knows that this director fucked up this movie. Also, Hackster says, not gonna lie, having Star Wars Racer Revenge for the PS2 not on your top 5 and not top 1 is truly a sin. That's true. I have that game and it is a lot of fun, but there's no story to it.
Yeah, I gotta say that Squadrons for me is because the story legitimately pulled my heartstrings, and
I have not finished the story of that one.
It's just I haven't completely all the way through finished it, but it's just like it's a roller coaster, man. It's the first couple of missions, you're like, whoa, what is going on here? Truly, you know.
Do you have it for a PlayStation or do you have it for a PC?
I have it for PlayStation. I really want to get it for PC because I want to see what that 3070 do, but
it's not that much.
It still looks.
I will
really
say it's not that much.
It looks really good with the PS4 Pro. That's why I'm like, if I will, then it'll be on me, and it'll probably when I be, it'll probably be when I buy a VR setup. If I do play Squadrons, yeah.
We definitely need to play Squadrons because I have it on both consoles, and I also have my HOTAS stick. Like the flight stick, and I've been itching to play Squadrons with the flight stick because I played it with Ace Combat and it's a game changer, so I can only imagine playing it with Star Wars.
I really want to wire my Wedge Antilles Black Series helmet to be an actual headset somehow.
That would be cool.
And connect it to my PlayStation while I'm playing the Squadrons, because that would be sick.
That would be pretty epic.
Well,
the Squadrons have VR capabilities. Yes, it does. It does have VR capabilities.
Both in PSVR as well as on Steam.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. So you kind of answered my story or my question that I had on Squadrons, since you didn't finish the story.
Yeah.
So how do you like the space battles though? Like, have you played multiplayer a lot?
I like it, but I wish that the flight controls were the same as how Battlefront 2 were. I felt more in control with Battlefront 2's flying, because I loved Battlefront 2's flying, and I'm also I'm a risk taker for flying, and so the fact that there wasn't a lot of obstacles in Squadrons, like there weren't like starships or star cruisers, and a lot of debris in space, it was just kind of like an open space. I hated that. Because
I don't know, man. I fly into every fucking thing on that game.
Well, for me, if you watch me ever play like Ace Combat and stuff, when I'm flying, if you're behind me, I'm gonna go directly drop down and I'm gonna pull up last second. I'm gonna see how far you're gonna actually follow me, if you're behind me. And
hey, I'll do the same thing. That's pretty fun.
So with Battlefront 2, they had all those obstacles and stuff, so I'd be flying into the smallest place I can possibly find and go full speed in there and move all over the place, and the person that would be following me can't keep up. Sometimes they would, sometimes they wouldn't, but that's how I like flying. I like being that risk taker. I don't like kind of just being in an open space. I need that maneuverability.
I got you. Okay.
And just with the flight controls, I found it harder on squadrons.
Okay. So with that being said, then, do you think the space battles that were in Squadrons should have been in Battlefront 2? I think everybody thinks they should have been, but I don't know. Some people might have big.
And what do you mean by that? I will.
Like, you remember in OG Battlefront, you could. It was different with the space battles. You know, you had the objectives to take on these ships and whatnot. And I didn't play too many space battles on Battlefront 2, I'll admit that. But from what I did play, it was all just like space TDM, like space.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about like taking down the actual cruiser, shooting down the shields.
Yeah.
100%. That should be in
like space battles. Should have been on Battlefront 2.
100%.
The way that Battlefront 2.
I think that would have been awesome because that concept was really cool.
It was dope.
And it was so frustrating playing squadrons and being like, all right, I'm gonna focus my shields on the front of the ship and just gun it towards the cruiser, but then you see everybody just waiting for you to come in because they know that their shields are about to be hit, and you're just like, well, crap. And same thing, open space. I couldn't like really evade from them.
Yeah,
I tried to make my
on your thrusters or shields.
Yeah, I tried to make my ship faster and not have a lot of shields or hull integrity, just so that I can like outfly people. But the second they got to me, I was done.
So that makes sense. Oof.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Trying to think what else. The open world Star Wars game. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think it could be?
With how they've been with the last couple of Assassin's Creeds, right? With the open world RPG aspect and them not being technically Assassin's Creed, unfortunately. It's still a really cool concept, and I think that same aspect or engine rather will be applied to the new Star Wars game. And it'll be interesting because I want to see if they go from planet to planet, much like Jedi
Survivor,
the Jedi series, yeah, or if it'll just be one huge planet like Coruscant, you know what I mean? And it's just you exploring a massive planet like that, you know?
Okay.
Really interesting to see. We don't have any information on it. I tried to see maybe a trailer, any leaks, maybe Games Radar has something tech. Nothing. There's absolutely no information about this game that I could find out there. So
I want to go back. Did you say Coruscant? I'm gonna bother you about this. I've never heard Coruscant.
Coruscant.
I've heard Coruscant.
Coruscant.
That was the first time I've ever heard someone say Coruscant.
It's like a croissant roll.
There you go. It's French. Le croissant. Someone's like croissant.
Croissant, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. However you guys say it, you know, the city planet.
Yeah, you know that place that with flying ships, dark.
With them space wizards and shit.
Yeah. Multi-Razor Haxer says OG Battlefront 2 space battle was insane. I never went for the ships or the shields. I always just drove into the enemy hangar and just killed people.
Yes,
that was a lot of fun. I wish they had that feature.
Real Saboteur, I would fly into the hangar as well.
Yeah.
But then I would go into like the mainframe and everything and destroy all those, and then I'd fly back out using one of their ships and take them all out.
That was a lot of fun.
Super sick.
I'm gonna go back to Ubisoft. My hopeless mentality is I hope that it's the Boba Fett game. I hope they kind of bring that back, or in some way. Doesn't have to be Boba Fett, but I hope that it's kind of like a bounty hunter and it's not Jedi focused, because we already have our Jedi series. We don't need a free roam Jedi game. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, but Jedi's are awesome. Like, what if it was a Sith? Like, we already have these games. We don't need to. People are going to lose interest if you keep making so many Jedi games. So I feel like if they did a third-person shooter, and you're a bounty hunter and you're going throughout the galaxy, you're collecting bounties, you have this other side story going on, I think that would be a perfect open world game. And third person, not first person, because open world first person games I truly don't like. I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm not a fan of them.
They're spotty to say the least. If they have the option to switch back and forth, like the newest Battlefront 2 or No Man's Sky. I don't know if you've played No Man's Sky.
I played No Man's Sky when it was rough, like the beginning launch of it.
You should try it nowadays if you still have it in your library. Super dope. Super dope. But I think because the only information that I was able to scrounge up says that it's a new story-driven Star Wars game based someplace or sometime in the Star Wars galaxy.
Okay.
So like not much, but I think you're right. I think you're right as much as I don't want you to be. I love lightsabers, bro. I mean,
oh yeah,
I think everybody loves that, and I think every Star Wars fan wants to see another Star Wars game that with a Jedi's protagonist. I think that a lightsaber could be an option as a weapon, but I think it will probably take place with a bounty hunter or just some no name who joins the rebels. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'd be super cool.
What if it's a Mandalorian game?
Oh, now that
would be great.
Don't so I've already seen like so many people mod
Battlefront 2
and yeah, I was about to say into Battlefront 2 or even just make an Unreal Engine 4/5 project.
It would be good.
That'd be super dope. If they made a Mandalorian or just any type of bounty hunter open world game, that would be super sick because it would kind of remind me of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, actually.
Yeah.
Just going around collecting bounties.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad.
Really caring.
And like the gear selection too that you could get, that'd be really sweet. If they went more in depth on that, like, because you said that it's going to be an RPG, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, RPG, and supposedly going to. My take on it is going to go off the same engine that they're making the new Avatar game off of. That's also releasing this year.
And that also kind of falls into my annoyance of first-person open-world games. When I heard that game was open world, I'm like, why? They made the Avatar game that they made before. It was garbage, but it was fun, and it was third person.
See, I haven't played an Avatar game, so I'm like,
it's
an Avatar free roam game seems very interesting.
You honestly can't get this Avatar game anywhere. I've tried to get it on PC, and it's impossible. EA's removed it from their library, so the only way you can get it is if you go to like a game store and play it on like 360 or PS3. But it was cool because like you could play as either a Marine or you could play as the Na'vi, and as you level up, your appearance changes as well.
Oh.
But I feel like with this Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I think that should have been a third-person game, just so that you can appreciate the environment a lot more in depth, and you can appreciate the color of the Na'vi, and like I feel like just if you're on first person with that, it's just weird.
Yeah,
it's such a weird like approach for them to do it. I'm gonna play the shit out of that game because it's gonna be cool, but it's just weird that's the direction that they want to go.
I was about to say the approach, yeah.
Oh
man,
No Man's Sky is super fun. Also has VR capabilities. Ship flying and dogfights in VR is amazing, and the base building is great. Open world is tainted because people think they can never stop to think if they should. That's everything that multi-hexers has said.
Yeah, my first time playing No Man's Sky was atrocious, and I say that because I played it when it was updated, right? I didn't play it when it was broken or buggy or anything like that, thankfully, because it probably would have ruined it for me.
Yeah,
like a lot of games.
Saints Row.
But I kept getting stupid. I kept getting stupid spawns. I would just get in the most ridiculously horrible planet that would either freeze me to death every 5 minutes, or it would be too hot. It was toxic, and I know that like upon spawning more and getting the hang of playing No Man's Sky,
Yeah.
That's the point of them spawning you in such a hard planet, is so you know how to survive in rough environments. But the ones that I would get were just so extreme, it almost made me want to uninstall. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I can feel that. Oh gosh, that scared the crap out of me. I was like, what is touching me right now?
Oh man.
Protecting me. She's like, I hear the dog barking. I must go to my father. You ever just like look at your pet and be like, I am your father.
Luke, I am your father.
Yep.
Oh man.
Don't worry, we'll be Sith. Maybe Jedi. We'll see. See how it is.
The Jedi for me,
look at this look, this puppy look that she's giving me. I'm trying not to look down because she's like, hello. It's me.
You gotta love her, man.
I know.
You gotta love us.
Come here. No, she's like, no. I'm just gonna give you this look. She wants to be the star of the podcast.
Right? Hey, she already is.
Exactly. You're stealing the show. You got any other questions for Star Wars? Shall we?
I think I had pretty much covered everything.
Perfect. I think this is a pretty good first episode.
It was pretty dank, pretty dank.
Shall we close this off? How do you want to end this off? I think we should grab our lightsabers and ignite them.
Where's mine's back here? I forgot. Hopefully it's not too dead.
My baby.
Yep, it's too dead.
Oh, it's too dead. That's okay.
Hey, you know what it is, bro. You know what it is. I got that thing on me always,
perfect.
bro.
You got that
always. I got the backup.
Perfect. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into our live stream of our first podcast. If you've missed anything and want to look at it, we will be posting it up on our YouTube channels. See if we can get... Don, do you want to throw your link onto the chat, and then I will do the same?
Oh, yeah, I got you.
But yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys, and always, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, everyone. May the 4th be with you.